Dating has become transactional. It's become almost like a chore. It's like something I have to do. And it feels very ingenuine, especially these days. I don't consider myself an unattractive guy by any means. I like to think that I have the confidence due to the person that I've chose to make myself, the person I've chose to build up. I'm really happy with who I am, and I know that I'm only going to get better. So why is it so hard to find a relationship? Well, it's partially my fault, but it's also partially just the reality we live in today. A lot of the times you would go and you would have to like download a dating app, and you would go and you message someone, and you have to keep the banter witty. Like you can't just like, hey, how are you? You can't be too boring because then, you're going to lose their interest. You have to be interesting and stand out, but not be too weird and stand out too much. And you kind of mold yourself into this gelatinous mass that just goops around and and just like does nothing but be the perfect ideal man to try to attract this person, because then otherwise you're not going to get matches and it's going to be a problem. I've been on a few dates. I've actually went on a date pretty recently that was great. Like I met a person that's just kind of weird and I like it. A while ago I went on a date with this girl, and the date went well, went back to her place, and yeah, you know how it goes. And decided to see her afterwards, text her the morning after, hey, you okay? Let's plan another date. And after the second date, I can't tell you why, I just wasn't feeling it. Like, she was almost perfect in every way. She checked all my boxes. She was cool, chill, independent, kind, not using me for my fucking money, which I absolutely hate. I do not want to be used or taken advantage of. So one thing I'm going to try to avoid at all costs. Yeah, and super attractive and kind, and like very open to me, like fiddling with her computer and stuff like that. She trusted me, which is also a big green flag. And I got home from the second date, which went great as well. And she texted me, and I just was not excited to receive that text. I have no idea why. I got the text message, and I just kind of felt burdened in a way. Now I got to respond to this person. I got to think of something to say. It's exhausting. It didn't feel effortless. And in times of need, I go to ChatGPT and I asked, "Hey AI, what do I do? What like I like scroll checks all my boxes, but I just don't. It doesn't feel effortless. I get messages from her, and it feels like I have to respond. And I'm like, how many dates do I go on before I tell her it's just like not working? So ChatGPT recommended a third date, and this was almost like I was using her as a guinea pig, which I feel terrible about, but it wasn't. That's how I feel, but I know that's not actually how it is. I just simply wanted to like try to make it work. Go on this third date, see if my feelings will change, and I'd look at her and it just doesn't click for me. I don't have that like childlike crush like I did like elementary school, high school, even now. There's women that I've talked to that like I immediately knew like this is the kind of person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. I've had a lot of people say you have to warm up to a person, but I just don't want to take that risk. When I know for a fact there's women out there that make me feel good immediately. Even if it doesn't last forever, the fact that I found something like that is enough for me. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if that's like the proper way of going about things, but how could you not follow your heart when you're talking about love? I mean, not to be corny, but it's true. These are things that you have to pay attention to. They're important. So after the third date, I kind of just, I couldn't have the heart to tell her that I didn't like her. So I kind of just, she sensed it in the way I was texting. I was not the most involved in the conversation. And because she's very emotionally aware, she's like, hey, what's up? Something wrong? And I'm like, I can't. I'm not, I just told her, like, I don't think this is going to work out. You can't put what I'm feeling into words otherwise. It's just like cruel. And remember, she's like, what's the matter? Like, I thought we had a lot of fun. Like, is it something I did? I'm like, no, it's nothing you did. I just can't. I just don't know. I just don't know. I didn't say that, but I just couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Why I was so like this. And she understood. She, clearly upset about it, but she understood. She's like, we could have taken things slow, but I guess I wish you the best and have a nice life. And I sat there and cried for like half an hour. Now, can somebody explain to me why on earth I broke up with this person that I just wasn't feeling attracted to, and then I felt bad and started crying? What kind of fuckery is that? Like, like, you know, that's why you go out on these dates, you figure things out, you try to discover what kind of a person that you want to be with and what kind of person you're looking for. You can only do that by finding people and talking to people. If you never meet new people and you only date like one person, you'll never get to know what you truly like. Kind of get yourself stuck. But then on the other hand, you end up with analysis paralysis, where you have too many options and you can't figure out which one is the best for you. It's kind of where I'm at right now. Not saying I have a lot of options, but I have a lot of like women I'm kind of okay with spending the rest of my life with, but I don't have anybody that's like an immediate yes. When I think of immediate yeses, these women, like, I'm not going to get into it, but they're basically not options. And every time I felt like I found someone that was an immediate yes, it has just never worked out. I think I'm just fucking cursed. And I don't know. People tell me I'm too picky. When you're dealing with, you can't pick one person to spend the rest of your life with. How could you not? It's more important than buying. It's more important than, it's the most important, not to say that objects, but it's the most important asset you'll have in your life. It's your family. More important than your house, more important than your car, more important than anything. I'm not going to half-ass it. I'm going to find someone that it's difficult. It's really difficult. And it's even harder to piece together my thoughts. I feel like a lot of guys are going through this now. A lot of girls we're all going through this. Everybody on these apps on both sides are suffering. And I don't mean to sound centrist here, but it's true. I see it on TikTok. people are tired of seeing the same prompts from other people over and over again. Like the dating app experiment is just busted. It doesn't work. Especially because like they're not going to introduce you to your perfect match right away. They want you to sit there and fucking swipe a little bit. And it's like gambling. Like, like you never know, your wife might be behind the next swipe. And when it's the most important decision of your entire life, of course you're going to be swiping. I think the solution to this is we stop giving a fuck. Okay? Go out with that girl that you think is hot, even though you don't think like you're going to spend the rest of your life with her. Be open and transparent about what that kind of a relationship is. And girl, be open to that. Go, like live your life and just meet people without an expectation. Because that girl I was talking to that I had to cut off, I didn't want to cut off. I wanted her like in my life. I wanted to talk to her. She's a very kind person. She's a very nice person. And because I could sense that like it wouldn't work out relationship wise, I had to cut it off. What's going on? Why? And I think it might have to do with just how people are in general, but why can't we just live in the moment and for half a second not think about the future? Obviously it can come into question, but then why does that have to be the end all be all? We are so fragile. We are so fragile. Ideally, I meet a girl and we hang out. And like we just click. The sparks are flying. It's natural. And it feels like I don't even have to try. Now imagine that same girl, but it's under the guise of having to, what's it called? It's under the guise of having to, this expectation, like it has to go somewhere. And if it doesn't go somewhere, then it's going to be over, right? And the sparks might be flying, but then there's now an added pressure. You feel like you have to perform, like it's a stage. It shouldn't be that way. And guys, be open and transparent about how you're feeling. I remember this girl, she's like, she wanted to walk home alone by herself in the dark. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, you don't have, I could like walk you home. I don't mind. And she's like, no, it's okay. I don't want to impose. And I'm like, oh, okay. Not wanting to impose. Well, it's not an imposition to me. So obviously I'm going to reiterate. I'm like, yeah, well, it's not an imposition to me. Like, I'm totally okay with it. It's like late and there's people like crazy. And she's like, no, it's fine. And I'm like, listen, are you sure? Because like, I actually genuinely don't mind. She's like, no, it's okay. It's okay. Now I'm sitting here like, oh, it's probably like, she's just trying to let me off easy. So I respond and I say, hey, if this is one of those things where like, you just like, don't want me to come with you, like, or you just want to be by yourself, just let me know. Like, I'm totally okay with that. And she goes, no, it's not that. And I'm like, okay, then I'll come. So I rode with her on the train, and it was a quiet train ride and awkward because I would say something, she'd mention and nod and look away. She was not comfortable. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? I get off the train and start headed the wrong way. I'm like, which way are you going? She's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go home by myself. And I'm like, again, like, are you sure? And she's like, yes, I'm fine. I live like right down the street. And I said, okay. Texted her after, hey, did you get home safe? No response. Till like a day later. And I respond back saying like, hey, yeah, I had fun last night. No response. And I messaged her and I said like, hey, listen, for the future, just let me know if you're not feeling the date. I wasn't really feeling it either. Could have saved us both an awkward train ride. She's like, maybe next time, don't be so pushy and try to insist, with a little smiley face. Why does it have to be that way? Why? Like, I know I didn't have to respond and I should have just left it at the ghost, but like I genuinely feel like I was helping. Trying to change the mind of one individual, just make like a slight change, make a person a little more assertive. It's another thing, oh my God, paying on the first date. Holy shit, I fucking hate paying on the first date. I was listening to a podcast, Kevin O'Leary. Oh, you have to signal resources. You have to signal resources so that like the woman knows that you could support her and the family and keep her safe. And okay, well, fuck you, Kevin O'Leary. Well, how do you avoid getting taken advantage of? This girl's on this app, so like worst, they go on a date for a free meal and then ghost you and never talk to you again. I have never ever gotten a message from a girl saying, hey, listen, sorry, like I don't think this is going to work. I would love that. A little bit of transparency. I just get the ghost. You go to like any European country, that shit doesn't happen. Actually, maybe that's a lie. Maybe that's a lie. I don't have enough experience to be able to comment on that, but don't ghost. What's wrong with you? Are you fucking stupid? Listen, if you let me down easy and you say like, hey, listen, I'm not feeling this date, but like, don't delete my number. You could still keep it. Just like, I wish you the best, and maybe we'll see each other, or not, maybe not like that, but like something like nice along those lines. You know what I mean? Like, hey, sorry, I wasn't doing great, but like, you're a great person. I still like you as a person. I just like don't like see this working romantically. I'm just not in that proper headspace or whatever. I would be like, yeah, okay, that's great. No worries. And if somebody gets mad, then that's on them. If you go on a date and I say like, hey, I had a great time, and you fucking ghost me, anyone has any right to get upset. Anyone has any right to get angry. That's frustrating. That's frustrating. That's a frustrating experience to go through, especially if you feel like the date went well. And I've lost hope. And then now I've started like, I would message someone and like we'd go through the talking phase again, and I'm just so exhausted. I would just like, it would fizzle off, and now I've had to create like this shield to protect myself where I'm talking to multiple people at once. So in case I get ghosted, well, it's okay. I still have like, plans B, C, D, E, F. I used to be that guy. I would reach out to one girl, we would talk, and I would wait for days for them to respond. Sometimes after days they do. But then after that they stop, and then it's back to swiping. It's a waste of time. And I don't have much left of it. So of course I'm going to, and obviously when I got into the scene, everybody already knew this. So everyone was already doing it. But I felt like maybe if I was like genuine and I just talked to one person, it would work out. No, you got to talk to like 30 people at once. Get their Instagram, and then that's it. I send a DM. They don't respond. I unfollow. I don't fuck around anymore. And how do you know that you're being taken advantage of on the first date? With these girls, they offer, like, you always have to offer to pay. My dream is that find a woman that's okay with splitting the bill on the first date, that insists. Like, that to me is like, we both had fun. And we both want, to level out the playing field, and both of us take the burden of the bill. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm a protector. I'm a provider. I am that kind of person. I like giving gifts to my friends and expecting nothing in return. But I'm not going to just do that for just anybody just because they decided to give me the time of day. We're both here for the same reason. We're both using the same amount of time. Now, I do think a woman's time is more precious because they get to a certain point, where they get older and it gets a little bit harder for them. Whereas guys, they don't have that same difficulty. But even then, it's still, I just want to find someone where it's genuine. I need a man that pays on the first date. Well, what if it's like your soulmate and he doesn't fucking pay on the first date? You know what I mean? What if it's the love of your life and he ties his shoes with bunny ears? You're going to give up on that? Like a person that you click with emotionally and that everything just works and it feels effortless, you're going to give up on that because he tripped on the sidewalk and he fell funny? Get the fuck real, man. Get the fuck real. That's just what it's come to these days. And I'm trying to think. There was something I was going to say and I just forgot it. Oh yeah, it was. I was told by one of my friends. She never understands why there's still people that are single now. Just like half a shot at me, but I'll take it. She's like, there's got to be a reason. You know what I mean? There's got to be a reason why they're single. Like, it's got to be on them. That shit silently frustrated the shit out of me. Because you can't just... She's implying that, like, oh, yeah, girls are like, they fuck around, they're still in their fuck around era, and then, like, they come and they settle down, and then they want to find a guy. Like, the guys is the same thing. They're fucking around. Like, I don't fuck like that. Suggesting, like, oh, maybe people are too picky or too indecisive. Like, I feel like people are just trying to find the one, and they just can't. I think it's a luck issue. If you're a girl that sleeps around, but you find that one guy that you know is, like, the one. I can't imagine anyone saying no to that. But that is also a genuine fear of mine, that I'm going to find that girl that was like screwing around and being a nuisance and like just being awful. And then they switch up later. It's like, all right, ready for a relationship. That to me is like, I know it shouldn't be. Because, what if it's the love of your life? You know what I mean? Obviously, I'd make an exception. It has to be a good reason. Just the thought that it might be like a girl who's like, okay, I've had my fun. Time to fucking settle down with some fucking idiot that can, afford my lifestyle. Like, that kind of shit scares the ever-loving shit out of me. My ideal relationship is just, again, finding someone that clicks, and I'm repeating myself. I feel like a lot of people are scared they're going to end up with the wrong person. It's an important decision. I don't have much in common with girls these days. I don't watch F1. I don't really like espresso martinis. Did watch The Office, so there's that. And I also might be slightly autistic, so there we go. It's probably enough. And a lot of people, I'm not really too religious of a person, but there is a part of me that believes there's a bigger plan for me. I genuinely believe that at some point in my life, things are just going to make sense. I'm going to get the things that I want. And I don't really manifest. I just feel like this is the case. And I didn't force myself to do this, or I didn't do like an exercise or anything like that. I just feel like it's the case that eventually I'm just going to get the things that I want in my life. And it's going to make sense why I'm here. And a part of me believes that that's a false belief, but it's a comforting feeling, so I accept it. I do also try to physically go and be the change that I want. So I'm not like just idly manifesting, but if I keep having this mentality, I am never going to date just anybody. It's upsetting. I just want this to be over with. All right, that's pretty much it. Bye-bye.